Hey, what's up, Unbroken Nation? Here's what's really fascinating about what happened. When that goal started to come to fruition, I got really motivated. And then I was like, well, you've lost all this weight. You learned how to get healthy. Now here's what you're going to do. You're going to go become a certified personal trainer and nutritionist. And so I started doing that. And the next thing you know, I was a licensed and legal certified professional trainer and nutritionist. And then I said, what can I do next? And then one night, my like middle of the night shower moment, light bulb was think Unbroken. And that was 4 years ago. And in that moment, I was so driven. And it wasn't called Think Unbroken exactly in that moment, but it was about me kind of putting out content and being value driven about what it was that I was doing in my life by trying to give people tools that I found help me. So I started putting out content, started writing that blog, and that was driving me. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to make this Think Unbroken thing a thing. And at the time, I didn't know what the thing was. I just said I'm going to move towards it. I'm just going to keep going and going and going and going and going because it just made sense to me. I was called to invest my effort and energy and time to it. Here's what I recognized. This is where I'm going with this. When I didn't have goals, when I didn't have ambitions, when I didn't have things that I was moving towards, depression just overcame me. It was like every day was a struggle to get out of bed because I wasn't living for anything. I wasn't living with a purpose. I wasn't living driven towards anything of value. The only thing that I was doing was waking up and nonchalantly going about my life hoping things would get better. And now over the course of really the last 6, almost 7 years at this point, as I've been very driven towards trying to accomplish goals in my life, the fascinating thing is while there have been these ebbs and flows with depression, I think that will always happen. I think that's a part of my nomenclature, for lack of a better term. I have been less depressed in the last 7 years than I was for the first 30 years of my life. Right? And that's really incredible to me. Because here's the truth about it. The drugs didn't work. The meditations didn't work. The walking in nature didn't work. The journaling didn't work. All those things did not work for curbing my depression and anxiety. And I think it's twofold. So I'm going to tap into one thing here and we'll go deeper. One is I was moving towards something important. I believe that we have to have goals. Having that idle time in our calendars, in our days where we're not moving towards anything that's fulfilling or sustainable, anything that brings us joy and hope in our life, anything that makes us happy, even if it's a hobby. Look, I don't think you have to go and start the next business, but how can you invest your time in something that brings you joy and happiness in your life, right? Because when you're bringing joy and happiness in your life, where's room for depression and anxiety? And again, it's not to say that that won't ebb and flow, because it certainly will, because I've had that. And especially over the last year with dealing with, COVID and lockdowns, like I've had these bouts of looking at, okay, well, I think I'm depressed. Get up and get at it anyway. Let's go anyway. Let's push ourselves anyway. Let's grow anyway. Let's get a new certification. Let's double down on the business. Let's create an online course. Let's coach more people. Let's whatever, right? And the thing was, we are going to have an ebb and flow in life. We have to keep moving forward. We have to focus on our goals. And so whereas depression might hit me for, 12 weeks at a time, now it's more like 12 hours or 4 or 12 minutes. And it's really fascinating. And the reason actually today I wanted to make this episode and talk to you about this is because I was having this moment earlier this afternoon where I was like, I just don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything. I'm feeling bummed out. I didn't sleep well last night. I've just killed myself for the last 8 weeks building out this amazing course, this unbelievably real course that is better than any trauma healing course on planet Earth. I just spent all this time doing this. And then I was like, oh man, all right, crash and burn. And that's not burnout. That was me looking at my calendar today. And here's what's really fascinating. There was a gap in there, 3 hours, where I was like, oh, I don't have anything to do today. Okay, what do I do with my life? What do I do with my day? And I know this may sound crazy to you, but here's the reality. And then I looked at it, I measured it, I said, you know what, tomorrow your day is full. Take some time. Take a break.